What's going on, team? Welcome back. It is deload week, finally. It's been a very, very tough block of training. So deloads, I never used to look forward to them, but now I do, because I know that my body needs to recover. It needs time to heal, and mentally, I also need a little bit of a break from the intensity. So today's session is some handstand work, some bar muscle up work, but the overall volume is way down, and so is the intensity. Okay, so before all of this handstand work, working into the wrist, because I've had a little bit of a niggle. So weighted extension and flexion, so you just need to use a bench or a box or whatever you've got, and a light dumbbell, and just work through both flexion and extension. So flex and extend the wrist, just adding a little bit of weight into it. And then the other one I like to use, using a band, we're going to apply that onto the back of the wrist. We're going to get some more flexion and extension working, using that band for resistance and body weight. And yeah, this has just been a really good kind of warm up to get the wrist ready, because you've got lots of overhead work, you've got lots of time spent on your hand. So both of these have been really helpful. So the first part, we've got three different types of handstand walk. So we've got handstand walk over steps, handstand walk with a turn, with a 360, and then just handstand walk for speed. So the first order of business, trying to get over that. Slight issue, my hands are wider than the jerk blocks. So I had to widen the step and add a couple of layers. So we had a little bit of a hit and miss day with the handstand walks. The makeshift steps that I used were no good. They weren't wide enough for my hands. And then I guess the jump up just wasn't quite where I wanted it to be. So I was a little bit over ambitious with the initial setup that I had. However, we did manage to find something that worked, and we practiced with some steps and interference there. We had 3 sets with some steps and with some obstacles. We had 3 sets with a 360 turn. These felt a lot better than they have been in the last few weeks, so I was happy about that. And then we had 3 sets, which was purely just for speed and trying to work with a little bit of pace for 25 to 30 feet. And we finished off and then headed into the next piece. So with the handstands done, we're now going into a fairly long piece. It was a 32-minute AMRAP with wall-facing handstand push-ups, 10 bar muscle-ups, and then 10 kipping handstand push-ups, interspersed with bike erg in between at different wattage based on my FTP. So this is a good example of like still getting training in, still getting good volume, and working on some skills that I've been trying to develop in the last block, but just taking the intensity out of it and just working through some volume, working through some reps, and yeah, getting on the bike and basically flushing the legs out, keeping the heart rate up, and just kind of getting a sweat on. So you don't have to completely abandon everything when it comes to a deload. Like this is a great example of that. But it just means that you can lower the intensity, keep some volume in there, keep things ticking over, and just give your body a little bit of a break, give your mind a little bit of a break, and almost just like flow through a deload week. Okay, so we're back home now after what is a very short, or feels like a very short session because it's deload. So handstand walks, that long AMRAP, that's probably like 30%, maybe 40% of what a normal session feels like. So as it's a Tuesday, it's the second day of deload, I still feel like I've got lots more to give, but I know that at the same time, I'm giving my body a chance to rest. So yeah, back home now, we're going through some client programming, just gonna work through a few, set them up for the week and next week as well. But yeah, that was pretty much it for today in terms of deloading and kind of going through the importance. So just to recap and why deloading is important for those of you that are doing CrossFit, it gives your system, your central nervous system, time to recover and improve. If we don't give it time to recover and heal and repair itself, then we're just going to batter it and we're just going to break it. We need to give it time to repair, and that will help us see improvements in what we're doing. Also, mainly, I believe anyway, mainly, it's a big psychological rest. If you are constantly hammering at an intensity, constantly working on movements that maybe aren't your strength and they are challenging and you're not always going to be hitting sessions and completing everything because new skills are trying to be developed, then that is mentally very, very taxing. And also it gives you a chance to kind of reassess your goals, check the direction that you're heading in is the right thing, and just gives you that mental clarity that when the next block comes in, you know that you're heading in the right place. So yeah, that was it for this vlog. A little bit of a deload, a little bit of an insight into deload. From next week, I'm going to try and get some full week of training videos and things like that, so you can see what a whole week looks like of CrossFit training, a couple of double sessions and so on, but that will come from next week. So any questions on deloads or anything like that, if you're not sure whether you should be taking one or when you should be taking one, drop them in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Until then, I'll see you in the next video.